So why do you think the CEO wants to meet urgently with our industry minister? What's your take on this?
There's two things. The first one is the fact that there is a deadline. Now, what the exact date is, we don't know. But TikTok has to wind up. They got to shut down their offices based on what the government of Canada has already said. That means 350 jobs. That means real estate. That means programs. Everything kind of needs to exit while you still have 14 million Canadians that are accessing the app. And there's a second big component to this as well, and that is there is talks that the US is actually going to be able to get a TikTok deal, meaning that there's going to be a TikTok version of the app that alleviates the national security concerns. So look, on the one hand, there's 14 million Canadians that are going to be impacted. And on the other hand, look, we have a potential deal with the US. Can we make a deal with Canada?
So the CEO says there's no evidence TikTok is a security threat, Ritesh, to Canada. Will this show otherwise?
So there's multiple factors that got to play into it. The first one being, is the U.S. okay with the U.S. version? Does that alleviate the national security concerns that are currently present? And Canada will have to do their own review. There's kind of this big discussion right now that we're having, not just with TikTok, but other digital platforms as well when it comes to Canada's digital sovereignty. Is the data of Canadians protected? And that's a question that's going to have to be answered. But it seems like the overarching threats of Beijing essentially getting access to Canadians' data, the U.S. is, if their deal goes through, is saying, well, that's no longer a concern, so it shouldn't be a concern for Canada in theory.
Okay, so I'm the only person on the planet that doesn't have TikTok. So I asked this question. I'm wondering then, if the deal with the U.S. goes through and there's a new buyer for it, which version do Canadians see, Ritesh? Do they see whatever America comes up with, or do they see on their phones whatever they're currently watching?
That's a great question. Nobody really has the answer to that yet. But here's what my guess is, and kind of my prediction when it comes to this, is that there is going to be another app, but the user experience is going to be the same. So if you put down that you're a Canadian resident or an American resident, then your data will be forced to stay within particular geographical boundaries. There'll be a different type of algorithm of what gets pushed to you. So I think as an end user, you really won't see that big of a difference. The difference will be in the infrastructure, essentially the plumbing that keeps the system going.
Gotcha. Okay, Ritesh, really glad that you could join us this morning.